Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Um, Couple of things I want to get off the. I want to say off the bat. Let me know how the sound is because I was using my setup for recording some music recently, and I messed with the levels on this. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So, who's with me? Johnny Harper said, "Hey yo," before, but I think he's gone to work now. He'll probably jump back in a little later. Um, Reduce the echo. I don't know where the hell I'm getting echo from. How's that? Is that better? Or is that better? So who's kicking with me here? We got Foxits. Foxits with us. How's it going, Mister Kincaid? Sorry, we got Cliff. We got Colin. We got Mark. We got me. Tenenbaum, how's it going? Grace. Hi, Grace. So I hope that the sound is good. So thanks to you guys who are hanging out with me tonight for this highly important discussion we're going to have. And I also want to say that if you are not with me live, if you're watching time shifted to tomorrow or next week or something, thank you for watching. That means a lot to me as well. So this is the Beer Blades and Bushcraft live stream. So I got me a beer. I got some blades. In fact, while we're chatting tonight, I'm going to try and get this baby back into shape. See, there's that rust spot right there. Zip right there. I'm going to try to get that out. Now, I was going to use sandpaper, but I didn't want you guys to be hearing like all night. So I'm going to see if this stuff will work. Silvo, I don't know. I don't know if it'll work. If it doesn't, then I'll just use sandpaper tomorrow night or something. Now, while I'm trying to shine this up, I'm going to go a little light on the beer. I'm still going to talk about the beer and pour the beer, but I'm not going to like pound it while I'm working on this because it's a sharp object. Who else? Hey, Serge is here. Holy crap. How's it going, mister? You know what? If Serge is here, I'm going to pour the beer now. You know, because if I'm going to destroy the head, may as well get it out of the way. Colin, I don't have a buffer wheel. I don't have a bench grinder yet. It's in the plan for someday. So just let me pour the beer. You guys get to just watch me, not interact at all. I'm just pouring beer. Oh, piss. See? Serge is here. Yeah, I told you guys, if Serge is here, I ruin the pour. It's all right. Oh, so the beer tonight is, what the hell is this? Pignon sur Rue? I don't know what the hell Pignon sur Rue means. It's a Galaxy Saison, seasonal, whatever. 4.8%, so it's a lightish beer. 473 milliliters. Who is this by? Brasserie Générale. Brasserie Générale from Quebec City, Quebec. I think I've had this before. In fact, I may have even had it on the live stream before. So what are people saying here? Hold on. Everyone's saying, hey, Hike with Mike's already here. Nice. Buffer whale. Hi, Fox. Hey, Curry. Lefty here as well. Oh, did somebody... Colin's got a Pepsi. Just saying, don't use sandpaper. Use something that's vinegar based. It'll eat that rust off lickety split. Yeah, I use what I do with axes is I tend to let them sit in vinegar for a day or two. The thing is, I don't want to force a patina on this, and vinegar would do exactly that. I have some film that is extremely high grit. You know, like half micron or something, which I may try tomorrow if the Silvo doesn't work tonight. Oh, nice one. You got a small buffer wheel, like a desk grinder. Nice. Simo's here. Hello. That blinking red dot is gonna. Yeah, that's the like the hard drive light on the computer. The computer's up here because I have the sides off because I'm still trying to get whatever. I'm not gonna bitch and moan about the Hackintosh today this week, but tell you what, it's Pepsi. Just yeah, and the Rode mic is just my my camera because I'm using a because I'm going to use my laptop when I start getting videos done again. I'm shooting in 1080p because 4K will choke the hell out of my laptop. Hey, Dale. Hike with Mike says getting some Canadian weather tonight because it's down to freezing. I think 32 degrees freedom is 0 degrees Canadian, I think. Yeah. Welcome to winter. Right now it's 8 degrees Celsius and raining here in Montreal. So here's what I wanted to talk about tonight. It's too late for Christmas, but Camille's been asking me for a camping kit. She asked for it for her birthday, but I couldn't figure out what she wanted, and it's a little too late for Christmas. And she reminded me, like last week, about the fact that she'd asked for a camping kit. So I sort of said, "Well, what is a camping kit?" She said, "You know, like a tent of my own and stuff." And I said, "Hold on there, kiddo. We've got a great tent, and we've got a good tent." So we sort of talked about it a little bit. We were sort of talking part-time because we were playing ice chunk soccer in the backyard at the time. But I sort of came up with a couple of hints. One thing is some parts of her fire kit have gone missing. Some parts of my fire kit have gone missing too, like that ferro rod that I made for her. So I'm gonna have to talk a little quiet because she's still awake upstairs watching TV with her mom. So I've already purchased a replacement ferro rod for her, and I got myself one too because neither of us have one right now. And I was thinking like maybe a compass to match mine. The the reason she reminded me about the camping kit idea is because compass was one of her spelling words in English class last week, and she thought it was hilarious that you can't say compass without saying a bad word, whether you pronounce the A in compass or you pronounce it as an I. It's either compass or compass, both of which are hilarious to a 9-year-old mind. I've also decided I'm going to get her a set of her own pocket bellows because she really likes mine and she uses them all the time. When we're making a fire, you know, she's like, "Got to get the pocket bellows out, Daddy," even if we don't. So I just let her use them. So I'm going to get her a set of those for her own. Like, I got all kinds of time. I'll do this for maybe her birthday in August or something. Or find an excuse to give her gifts. She's born at a really awkward time for stuff like this. Like, if she was born in May, I could give her stuff for the summer season, you know, for the camping season. But because she's born on the 1st of August, it's like I kind of got to set up a camping trip for Labor Day or something in order to make these gifts actually, actually worthwhile as birthday gifts. So I don't know. But that's the easy part. I'll figure out an excuse to give my daughter gifts any day of the week. So, not that I'm buying her love with objects or anything. Wow, the good news is I'm shining the hell out of this blade, but it's not getting that that rust spot out. And I'm feeling kind of creepy about using this sharp a blade without paying all my attention to it. So I'm just going to let that go for tonight. But it's definitely shined right up. Yeah, I'll put that aside. I'll get rid of all this gooey crap. And we're just going to chit chat. I'll be loading up that tin on my live on Thursday, Grace. What you talking about, Colin? Okay. Zero and sowing and snowing around Georgian Bay. Come on, hike with Mike. 32 Fahrenheit is still shorts weather. In 1997, I wore shorts 363 days. One day there was a wedding, and I was told that if I wore shorts to a wedding, I would be disowned by everyone who knew me. And the other one was, I don't remember what. Ooh, this smells bitter. Oh, it's as bitter as I am. Holy crap. There's something kind of grapefruity happening under all the bitterness. Yeah, I've had this before. I recognize this. Base camping kit, not a backpacking kit. We will at one point do like backcountry camping, but she's not ready for that yet. We're still car camping. Man, it's so bitter. It tastes practically grouchy. Grace had their first snow yesterday. Lasted about 30 seconds. Yeah, actually, that's it. It's like a bushcraft camping kit, sort of. Here's one of these, right? This is my excuse me, my Sunto. It's was it M3 or 3M? M3. Still made in Finland, by the way, or at least it was when I bought this. And it's a very simple but very usable compass, right? There's no mirror on it, but I don't see the reason to have it. The only thing you use the mirror for, right, is to align yourself this way, unless there's another use for the mirror that I don't know anything about. So I was thinking of just getting the same one. Unless, do any of you guys have a Foxit, man? Thanks, buddy. Do any of you guys have a compass that you'll really swear by? Because this one's affordable. It's like $23 or something. And I'm very happy with it. But I don't have to get her the exact same stuff as me. Spill, man, what did Grace get you? Yeah, Mark is saying to get her a cheapy Canadian Tire tent. And it's funny because last year they had like kids tents there, and so I was looking this year just sort of on the sly. Nothing, but like all supplies are all so low everywhere still right now. So I don't know. I'm getting late on the comments here, guys. Sorry. What does get her kit based on the 10Cs? Yeah, actually, that's a good idea too. That's solid advice, actually, Sumo. What I did was I got out my Rain Dance Bushcraft notebook so that I could take notes if you guys said anything that I didn't want to forget. Man, you know what? For those of you who have channels, get yourself a notebook. Like I just shoot notes down or cocktail recipes for the Bushcraft cocktail series. It's like, but I'm gonna take note of that, Sumo. Base it on the 10Cs. I did notice a. Hold on. All right, Colin. Don't tell me. I'll try to tune in on Thursday. Yeah, that's another vote for what Simo suggested. You're 46 and juggled. Whoa, what are you talking about, man? What? I'm not sure if I want to hear what you're talking about. You're left-handed. That's a good point, Dale. He says the 9-year-old mind can be a good frame of reference. They don't take anything at face value, but they are still easily amused. Yeah. That's true. I'm just gonna sort of try to skip forward. Hey, Austin's here. How's it going? Dave's here from up north of 60. Hi, Dave. I'm talking as quietly as I can because my daughter's still up, but I'm planning. She keeps asking for a camping kit, and so far for her kit, so I've got is the ferro rod. I'm gonna do a compass and pocket bellows. So I'm sort of, yapping with the guys. And by the way, I don't. Let's not be completely selfish. I also want to know like what you guys think of as a good gift. Any good sort of camping gifts you may have gotten at some point, or just yap. Outdoors here. Nice to see us. Oh, sorry, what am I? Oh, hey, outdoor. All right, everyone, hang out at Kincaid Outdoors, aka Collins, live on Thursday. God, I hope I don't miss it. Why is your video fuzzy? I don't know. I look fine here. I look pretty good. What YouTube is doing though is they're sort of defaulting to like 720p or something. So check in the lower right hand corner, the little gear. It might be that you're watching this at a lower resolution. Thanks, mister. I'll put that towards the gifts. I'm really behind on the chat. Eh? Whoa. Pittsburgh got over 6 inches of snow today. Crumbs. You got the military compass. Eh? I used to have a Canadian Forces compass. I found it very clunky and heavy, but worked fine. That's a good point, Special Ed. A mirror is very useful for you get something in your eye or you're looking for, ticks or something. In my bag, I've got just a little, like a credit card sized mirror. So I was figuring same deal for her, but because then I can also use it as a signal mirror because I'm often, in a plane crash in the north. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I felt that when I was making my choice of compass, I bought them both separately. I bought them at the same time, in fact, because I figured that the separate mirror would be more useful. But one less thing to lose, eh? I'm putting a note, maybe with mirror attached. All right, thanks, Special Ed. I get lost in the city, so yeah, Tenenbaum. It's funny. I should just sort of default to asking Tenenbaum before I do a lot of research these days. The guy's had everything and it's got some knowledge to drop. I thought that Silva was made elsewhere now. I'm not sure about that. I can't back it up, but yeah, it's okay. I'll wait. Silva or Sunto is a good bet. I'm happy with my Sunto. Uh, you've never seen a Canadian military compass. You're not missing much. Big, clunky, heavy, but they work fine. Oh, that's interesting, Martin. By the way, hi. This one doesn't have a bubble yet, but when I bought it, I knew that there was an air bubble problem, but that this model was apparently relatively free of those. I haven't developed one yet, but you saying that every compass has given you a bubble at some point, that's disappointing because they're not exactly cheap. I mean, it was $22.95 or something at Mech, but it's not like they're $5, you know. Yeah, I'm taking gift ideas for a camping kit for my daughter, but I also want to know what you guys have gotten or have wanted or have given, you know, just sort of for the sake of the holiday. Here's actually something I want to ask you guys about. Let me just sort of skip to the end here. That's actually a good point, Hike. We all have to get lost once in the woods in order to learn to never get lost again. Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I've only ever sailed in lakes, and we've had, you know, the boat I sail on is completely digital. I mean, there is one of those big floating ball compasses, but because we don't really go very far afield, we've never had to. We've never really had to take a sighting, or at least not something that we couldn't just sort of sight off of something that was on the boat, you know. Curry says, Sunto, don't buy Silva. They've moved the production and dropped in quality, but not price. Okay, so I did read that somewhere. Fair enough. Match safe. Ah, what happened? K&M match safe. K&M? Because I knew that. I'm gonna take note of that. So, like a tertiary thing that I was wondering about you guys is we got her a full fishing kit last year. I can't teach her to fish, but her grandpapa certainly can. But we haven't seen them since March due to the current situation. But yeah, we got her a full on fishing kit and a stack of Canadian Tire money so that she could add to it with, you know, she could go to Canadian Tire with her grandpa and add to it as needed. One thing I did do is drop this into the side chat. So if anyone wants to come on and talk about anything that we're discussing here tonight, you sure as hell can. Austin, I have one of those, the Speedy Stitcher. I've got it. I see it as, yes, as you say, it's more of a repair tool than a really serious leather work tool to me. But 8 p.m. Central Time for your, okay. All right, Kincaid. Okay, I got to show this. Hi, good Mike, talking about, you know, you need to get lost once to know not to do it again. So he doesn't get lost either now, but he had to learn his lesson. First, I got lost in a swamp called Jumper Creek. I had to call the Forest Service, and they got lost after finding me. That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. For those of you who might think that everything is fuzzy, check the video settings. Yeah, that is definitely in the plan. Hike, a little expensive for right now, but once I'm back to playing music and making money, you know. In fact, I went to the I went to the Hennessy Hammocks site and even chose one. But she's growing so damn fast that I've had to sort of change what I had originally thought I would get. Nick Adams says he got a first snow today. So yeah, just stop it and consult with those accustomed to real cold. I don't know where you live, Nick, but here in Montreal, we had a little bit of snow. We had some winter conditions, and then suddenly it today is like 8 degrees Celsius and raining. We used to. My daughter Camille had made this huge snowball in the backyard like last week, and it's down to like this big now. It says can't go wrong with a good backpack. Yeah. We got her a really good backpack for her last birthday, like a really snazzy pack. Strangely though, I can't remember the brand or the name of the bag. But it's done her well. She was thrilled when she opened that. We got her a good backpack and a nice new water bottle. So yeah, we got that covered. That's for sure. More like a hiking bag than like a bushcraft bag, but who cares? Got her one of those as well. A headlamp. We got like just a little. I'm not great tonight, man. Whatever. It wasn't like a Canadian Tire special. I got her like a serious one that I had to go to, I think, Atmosphere or Mountain Equipment Co-op for. Austin says a Jacob Bromwell flask. I've never even heard of that, but I'm going to take note of it. Bromwell? Every compass has a rose, just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. I didn't know that, Simon. I didn't know you could reseal a compass. Fox says the best camping gift he ever got was that Whisper Light hiker. Still pissed it was taken. Yeah. Did you replace it with the exact same thing? I feel like we've talked about this. I feel like we've talked about this, but I don't remember. We discussed the thievery quite extensively, and I've sort of forgotten what exactly we talked about when we hadn't. Brandon says something that I feel very strongly. The only thing better than buying good gear for yourself is buying good gear for others. Man, so true. There's a satisfaction there when I had to take a sip to prepare. There's a satisfaction I get from buying or making something for her that I just don't get when doing the same thing for myself. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. It's exciting to give her something like that. You know, something that it's not just an object, but it's an object that feeds into an experience that we will share later. I like seeing delight on her face, and if it's from something that I have gotten her or made for her, then it doesn't get better than that. Excuse me, folks. You know, what Dale says here, I grew up in the sticks. Getting lost was my childhood. Now I can even find my way through a city. When I was a kid, I'm old enough that my childhood was my mother saying, get outside and don't come home until supper time. And I find that, and I don't want to harp on this because that's not what tonight is about, but I do think that it's sad that kids don't get that experience anymore. Is this the oh well, I was going to say I think that is that the same one that I have. No, MCB Black Compass. I just tried to click on it, but in StreamYard I can't. I just keep getting further and further behind, guys. MSR mess gear, yeah, that's nice. We got her some cool stuff, um, but it's definitely more car camping friendly than bushcraft friendly. Not a big deal, because as I said, we do mostly car camping. Get a collapsible fishing pole. The one that I have, the one that she has that we got her last Christmas is one that comes apart. It's a 5-footer. We were really, really hoping that she would get some fishing in this summer, but there's always next year. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. No, I'm not going to get her a sewing machine. I have a sewing machine. I don't have a vintage Singer treadle one, though. Simo has been working on his office space. I have a new desk, but I haven't installed it yet because that room right there is where this desk is going to go. But it's still a guest bedroom. It's going to turn into an office for the missus. And then my new desk, which is in boxes right here, is going to come right here. Hello, sir. Tyler's here. Okay, I'm going to skip because yeah, man, Camille's almost as tall as I am now. She's like here. And I thought of something interesting. You guys have been watching me since almost the beginning, or no, it's the past, say, 4 years. You've kind of been watching her grow up, as I have, because I saw like the first videos she was in. She was a little girl, man. She was a little girl, and she was a little girl up until the beginning of her being 9. And she's changed so much since turning 9. It's just crazy. Like and she's like, her whole mannerisms and everything are different. It's just nuts. And I was thinking about you guys earlier tonight, how people who've been watching and watching and watching have watched her grow up as well. I still think she's a cute little girl, but she really doesn't like it when I say that anymore. Yeah, they're expensive, but they're pretty good. Austin brought up something interesting. I was looking at like a 10x10 AquaQuest, but they're not mid-range. But yeah, maybe a tarp for her to practice. I'm going to take note of that. If I can find a good one that's not like AquaQuest money. And I'm only saying 10x10 because it's sort of my baseline that I, to me, a tarp is 10x10, but a lot of people like a nice 10x7. So there might be something to that. A water filter. That's a good idea. Like maybe a life straw or something. Yeah, good idea. The one I bought her is not a Petzl. It's another one of those sort of big brands, though. I bought it for her at the same time as I bought one for myself a couple of years ago, right after Labor Day. We just did a father-daughter canoe camping trip. In fact, we did a video about that, or a video or two. And so I got a few things that I knew would very much improve the quality of life. A headlamp for a late night, trip to the bathroom was an easy sell. I thought about a bow, but it's a little awkward. to bring something like that in without really consulting with the household CEO, shall we say. I've never heard of a Lucy light. I'll take note of that. I don't know them. I don't know them at all. Lucy light. Put a question mark there because I don't know what that is. I just can't seem to catch up, guys. Boom. I'm just trying to catch up with. Mark says it's terrific that you're including her in this passion for the outdoors. My kids grew up playing in the outdoors. They're independent and confident now. Yeah, I think get your kids into the woods. You know, absolutely get them into the woods. Entry level canoe. Not this year. Last year, I think. Was it last year? God, was it the year before now? We went. We rented a cabin on Georgian Bay, and I took her out in the canoe for her first time. That is also, by the way, on video. I did a series of, I think, 3 or 4 videos about the Bruce Peninsula. We stayed near Tobermory, and one of those was a canoe video. I'm still trying to work out the minutiae for doing like a canoe weekend at there's like a canoe school in Ontario that does weekend courses or week longs or whatever. I got someone in the green room, but his devices are not yet connected. Bushcraft Friendly is a toolkit that the crafters should build or ask for, not necessarily be given. Yeah, I can agree with that philosophy. But her outdoor education hasn't been full enough yet for her to know exactly what to ask for. Hey, Biff. How's it going? He's just coming
It's going.
on.
Although my internet decided to be weird.
Oh, did it? Yeah, you look a little.
I may or may not stay on long enough to say anything.
Fair enough.
Oh my god, I hate when this.
What's
I swear every time. But anyways, it's like every time I try to pop on live somewhere, my internet just goes all funny on me.
Does it? Oh man, you're
and
frozen.
You probably can't even hear me.
Oh, I can hear you.
Because you're frozen on my screen. Yeah, just reset. Refresh.
Cliff, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, refresh. We'll see what we can see. Yeah, so Tyler is saying that the skills drive the tools, not necessarily the other way around. Yeah, that's true. It's nice to have your own stuff to practice on and learn with, though. Like if I have something that I'm excited about, I'll practice on it and I'll learn it. You know, so I think that there's a certain amount of kind of a give and take thing happening there in terms of where the skills come from inside versus where the skills come from being really jazzed about a tool. You know, a new ferro rod, stuff like that. I mean, the ferro rod thing is an easy solution because she's already been practicing that, right? And she's like, "Daddy, can I start the fire?" Yes, you can. You know, and she grabs the ferro rod. Some other things are a little harder. Like she knows that I have an axe in there for her, and she's eager to learn. But she's a little girl who knows some, you know, and so it's like, no, if you're not going to listen, you're not. No, I'm not handing it to you. So it takes her some time on occasion to sort of get past the "I know, Daddy" to the "Okay, I'm ready to learn." So that's another thing that we kind of have to Sorry, guys, I did not want to belch right into the mic there. Simone was putting another, definitely stainless grimaceman, husband, woman's. I do not know what that is. And of course, links don't work for me on, well, they work on the YouTubes. Okay, there's that Sunto compass. I'm trying to find in crumbs. I got lost. Totally got lost. Oh well, I'll take another look later and sort of click on the. I don't know if like a hiking stick could do that. I mean, if she sees a stick big enough, she picks it up and she plays around with it. I'll take note. But something that Cliff or Colin said is something I'd love to hear from the rest of you. He said what the best camping / bushcrafty gift he ever got was. I want to hear from you guys. What was the best thing anyone's ever given you for the outdoors? Oh, Grace, I bet you some of those machines are amazing. Don't worry about that hike. I'm going to teach her to wash her own freaking laundry in the stream. Beat it with a stick on a rock. Outdoor, but chill gorilla and free soldier tarps. Okay, I'll take a look at those. I have never heard of either of those. I'll take a look at those. Yeah, but Mark, the nice thing about a life straw is it's a good way to learn. It's just a good starter setup, you know. A Vaunt headlamp that was recommended by Tyler Wood on his channel. I'll take a look at those. Although she's already got a headlamp. Yeah, Sire Mini. They're more expensive, aren't they? Though. I would love to. We're working on it. We're working on that. With Mike says, has about a book about bushcraft, wildlife, camping, etc. You know, it's funny because Lee Valley has a book geared for kids about the outdoors. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to look that up. Because that's not a bad idea. I also have a book here about camping with kids. Last time we went camping, there are two very clear schools of thought on whether or not you should bring, you should allow your kids to bring an iPad. If it's raining out and everyone's bored, it's great for them to have something like that along to sort of keep them from getting into your hair. But you have to add some rules as to when it can and cannot be used, because the last time we went camping, I just regretted bringing it. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is because of the book about camping with kids, which reminded me that there's a lot of discussion in sort of the camping with kids milieu about whether or not they should have their electronics with them. I'm very much of two minds. Okay, Martin says that the Lucy Light is a very light, compact lantern that is solar rechargeable and ideal to illuminate a tent or under a tarp. I'm going to definitely look it up then. SQ, I don't know what that is. If they're about $15 in the USA, they're going to be like 25 up here. Okay, so before Cliff's internet went all pear-shaped, he was going to show me a Lucy light. Well, lots of people talking about Lucy lights. Hike says keeps losing them because you put them on your truck windshield to recharge, and then you forget about them, and I take off and they fly away. How small are these things? Yeah, we have something like that. In fact, at the beginning of the last camping video I put up, the last sort of family camping, where we were at Parc National de Plaisance, the very first scene was her reading from a little journal that she brings with her on camping trips. Granted, she was doing it in French, so if you weren't watching the subtitles, there's no way you'd know what she was talking about. Simone just popped up just back in the before time. Simone put up an ad about a canoe on Kijiji. Yes, Flint and Steel setup, absolutely. I can't wait for her to learn Flint and Steel, to learn the magic of Flint. I very much hope that she loves Flint and Steel as much as I do. Just let me sort of try to catch up here, guys, because Tyler says the best outdoor gift I've ever gotten was a series of wool blankets. A wool blanket is definitely something you need in your kit, in my opinion. Just reminding me that I would love that Hudson's Bay blanket. I have the Canadian military one, which if I was to buy her one, I'd probably try to get the same one. It's a great blanket, and they're like $40. Dale and Tenenbaum say that their best gift was a knife. Tenenbaum's was $124. That's a classic choice. Can't go wrong with that. I don't have any bucks myself, but I've definitely been to the woods with many people who have one of those. Yeah, those thermarests are a good. They're pricey these days, I find, but they're. That's a good gift, Mark. Hike with Mike is on page with Tyler and me about wool blankets. I see an old Barlow. I've never even heard of them. Just goes to show you, I'm such a dilettante. Brandon's best gift was probably his backpack when he first started getting into backcountry camping. Yep, that's a good gift. A good backpack is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. Oh wow, Simone, really? Where'd you get those? Serge says the best things he got for the outdoors: the Puko knife. I think that was the what the hell's it called? Jakari Puko. Oh yeah, the tent from Tenenbaum, right? And the pack from the Rain Dance Bushcraft Gang. Yeah, that was from a bunch of us. Those of you who weren't watching back then, a bunch of us had gotten together and bought a backpack from one of you guys to give to Serge, and we gave it to him on a live stream. I still get warm feelings about that night. That was cool. That was great. Here I am grinning like a fool, but that was a good night. I like that. Cliff also knows how much those climates can cost. Still much about that life straw. Oh, the Tao of Pooh. I haven't thought about that in forever. I'm going to take note of that. Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Good man. Flint and steel is my preferred fire starting method. Mine too. Wait, a blow up solar light? I've never even heard of such a thing. Do you have Austin? Do you have like a specific? Is there one that you have that you would suggest? Been looking for a decent 100% wool blanket to use with my blanket pin. Oh, do you have like one of those Celtic style blanket pins? Or do you have just like a big old safety pin style? Yes, I took note of kettle. Did I? Yeah, it's right up here. In fact, I will add a note that you're the one who suggested it. "100 acres" sounds amazing to me. Oh my god, I actually got to the end of the chat. Woo! So, aside from Cliff, anyone else want to come on and talk about the best gift they ever damn got or ever damn gave? Even if it's a gift you bought yourself. And flip side, is there anything that you really regret having asked for, gotten, or bought? All right, Cliff's on again. Let's check it out. And hey,
It's
Cliff.
working.
Woo!
Well, my video's a little fuzzy, but that's on my side.
It's okay.
But yeah, so these are the Lucy lights. This thing packs down like small as hell.
Okay.
Solar panel. So
Yeah.
they have the tower indicators. Oops.
Okay.
These things are stupid bright. And then this guy over here is the power indicator. Which tells you how much battery life is in there. You got your dual USB charge. So this is both a charge and so intake and extake or output.
Okay.
So you can charge your phone off of this.
Oh, your phone. Okay.
And then this is pretty much the exact same one. So side-by-side comparison.
Oh, they're inflatable.
Yeah.
This is what
And
Austin was just talking
really
about.
well.
And they float really well, you said.
Yeah, they're completely 100% waterproof and sealed. So you can just drop this in the water and this will just float around.
Austin, I think that's what you were just talking about, wasn't it?
Yep. These are the ones that Mike keeps losing.
And how much are they down there? Like $15?
They're about from the actual site themselves, they're about 20, 22 plus shipping and tax. So you're about 26, give or take. But they have various versions. I have the Lux and then the Lux Pro. So,
what's the diff?
Frosting. I think the Lux Pro's got the frosted plastic where this one's clear. So this one's actually the Lux Pro and then this one's the Lux.
Okay.
And then also the difference, I believe, is the lighting. This one is ridiculously bright.
Yep.
And this one, just because it's got the frosted, it's a different output. One's cool white, one's warm white.
Yeah, okay. That would probably make a pretty good like light for, you're out in the woods.
Oh yeah.
Sort of doing this. Put a light. Like the frosted one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the frosted
one. As long as you have it on low, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's your illumination on low right there.
Yeah. I like it.
Just as good as one of those makeup circles.
Yeah. Nice.
Man, these things will last about 50 hours on one charge on low.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they pretty decent. Oops, what you make.
Excuse me.
So yeah, those are the Lucy lights. Figured
Hmm.
I'd show you since I had two of them right by me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always worth it. So now you know what they are. And the site that sells them is Empowered, or they're by Empowered.
That's
But you
M
can just
dash
Google
powered.
Lucy lights.
Yeah, I'll just Google Lucy lights. Hike with Mike has the clear ones.
Yep,
Um,
these guys. And they charge pretty quick on these little solar panels as long as you got a good sunny day.
Okay, you see, because that's the thing that I find about a lot of. I have a solar lantern, but it takes so freaking long. It's solar, or you can,
Oh, hand crank?
it takes forever, dude. It's like, so I don't even bother anymore.
Well, I mean, that whole top part right here, you can see that silver piece. That's
Yep.
the whole battery pack right there. And then you
Okay.
got the solar panel and the lights on it. The lights
Yep.
are actually recessed. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, there you go.
No, I see. Yeah.
Kind of see that they're recessed.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the battery pack on this is either 3 or 4 AAA batteries or the equivalent of.
Okay.
So it doesn't take long to charge these things. Even if you got like 2 hours of sunlight on these, it'll probably on low probably still last you 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Easy.
And let's face it, how much do you need when you're in the woods? And the idea is to, commune with nature anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing you're really going to use this for is when you're turning down on the campsite anyway, right before you go to bed.
Yep. So you don't need more than that
Nah.
on any given. So Austin, that's the lantern you're talking about, right? Because he says, "I'm seeing this solar lantern being thrown around, and I'm quite certain most of them are rebrandings of a Chinese-made blow-up solar light." I'm sure that's what he's talking about.
The other ones, maybe. I do like these ones because they do have handles on the top. So there's your handle on the bottom. They're kind of flat, but they stretch after a while. And
So
then,
you could even just carry this damn thing to the bathroom at night, like if you're at a campsite.
Yeah.
Like you got it there, face down, so that you're not into your eyes.
yeah, you just hang it face. Well,
Yeah.
it's normally going to sit this way anyway because the solar panel's on top.
Right.
And then you got like the, as you can see, of course, when I'm trying to do this on camera, it's not wanting to go. There we go. It's got your 2 little buckles. You've got your fully closed and then your your bail handle style. And
Nice.
That basically just hangs like that, and you can hang it off of just about anything.
Yeah, and Hike with Mike is with you. He says that they power up fast, and a few hours in the sun, they'll burn all night.
Yep.
But as I said, I don't need it to burn all night.
No, you really don't.
Could probably last me several days.
Oh, easy. If you're like you said, if you're only using it for 2-3 hours a day at best,
Yep.
this thing will last you 4, 5, 6 days. Easy.
Yep. Okay, that's good. That's a good, solid suggestion. Yeah.
And the inflatable part's actually pretty thick, so you're not have to worry about too many punctures. And the bottom's really thick. It's I don't know what it's a plastic.
It's like a heavy vinyl,
kit.
right?
No, it's like a solid plastic
Okay.
that's encased with the outer rubber. But this is all like soft vinyl.
Yep.
And then this is just a hard base.
Interesting. Cool.
But, yep. Figured I would show that.
Yeah.
And invite anybody else that wants to come up, because I know Simone's going to get up here eventually.
Eventually. But actually, while you're on, though, what's
Yeah.
the best thing you were ever given for the outdoors?
Me, personally, honestly, it was that Whisper light that I got. I got that thing when I was 13 or 14.
Wow. And
I
that
had
got
that thing
stolen.
for eons. Oh, yeah, it was one of the best Whisper lights they made. It was like top of the line when it came out. But I did get it replaced, and we did talk about that.
Yeah, I know we did.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the original one, because my original one had this like little wire in the nozzle that when you hiked, it was self-cleaning.
Okay.
So you would never get a clogged nozzle port.
Nice.
And you could hear it when you walked. You could hear the rattle.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they don't make those ones anymore. And probably trying to find one's going to be really hard.
Well, here's the thing. Like when something like that gets stolen, like if I was in your place and something like that got stolen, man, I would be scoping eBay and Kijiji and whatever to try to find exactly the same thing. Because to me, the memories of how something worked are that sort of.
Yeah, well, like I said, I got it replaced with one that's virtually identical. It just doesn't have that port cleaner.
Yeah.
And
Is that
a
because?
dual fuel.
Sorry?
That one was actually a dual fuel. I think the new one's a dual fuel too. It used to run off of white gas and kerosene.
Right. Right. And it's funny because now I'm thinking about all these things that we had around the campsite when I was a kid. The lantern that you had to pump up, stove you had to pump up.
Coleman lanterns.
Yeah. It's funny the things that bring you good memories, even though the technology is so much better than it used to be. But like part of me just doesn't care,
You still can't go wrong with those old Coleman lanterns. I mean, that one fuel tank, that'll last you 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And that was the best part about camping too, was sitting there for 10 minutes trying to pump that sucker up and then lighten it. Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? Like I was young enough when my first memories of this were young enough that my dad could have done it so much faster, but he was just going to let me. And I don't have a whole lot of memories from that age, but I just like little spots of doing this, or the smell of the Coleman things, or
Right.
Good times. Very good times. And I guess it's because the actual, the fact that there's better technology now isn't really the point, is it? You're not there for the best tech. You're not.
No, camping's all about making memories. It doesn't matter if you have garbage gear, as long as it works and you have fun while you're out there.
And for most of my time camping, I've had garbage gear. Doesn't bloody matter if my stupid Canadian Tire axe isn't a Gransfors,
Right. As long as it chops wood and is sharp, that's all that matters. I mean, I've seen people go out for weeks on end for a camping trip and use those cheap shit like $5-6 oil lamps. Those red and green ones that have that weird weave around the glass.
Yeah.
You always leak because they never seal them right in one spot, so you can only fill it so far. Otherwise, it the fuel leaks
turns
out.
Into a fire hazard.
Yeah, I've done that. I've almost blown myself up doing one of those. But yeah, I mean, you get people out there with those. Those are like the cheapest Chinese knockoff made lamps you can ever get. They still have fun as long as you have light and it works. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's sort of the that's the key when I'm putting this sort of camping kit together for Camille too, is that I want it to be stuff that she's going to enjoy using and creating memories with. I don't want it to be like all first aid kits or something like that,
Too many first aid kits. You can never have too many first aid kits, but at the same time, you really don't need 6 for one camping trip.
Well, and there are certain things like I'll bring the first aid kit. I want her gifts to be, because she's still at that age where I'm trying to make sure she doesn't lose the enjoyment of the outdoors.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of time for her to learn about the serious side,
Yeah. So we were talking about good gear, old school mag light, 3-cell mag light. This thing is not bright by any means. Actually, it's not even working now.
I got one of those, except mine's only about yay big.
Yeah, see, this is the second large one, because I know they make a 4-cell. That sucker's...
Yeah, that one's huge. That's like the one the cops carry.
Yeah, that's the stay away from me or I'm going to hit you in the head bat.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit with these. They don't break.
Yeah, I like what Colin just suggested, by the way. Binoculars. I gave her a really cheapo pair once, but I don't know if they really even worked. And I feel that the best way to ruin somebody's appreciation for an item is to give them the version that doesn't work. So maybe I'll sort of spring for some relatively good ones. Not like a high-end $300 pair or anything, but
I was gonna say get some like Bushnell 8x24s, the little ones.
Yeah,
those ones work pretty decent. You can see a pretty decent ways with them.
Yeah,
and they're small enough for her that she won't have to worry about dropping them from the weight.
Right.
Because you don't want her dropping a $300 pair of binoculars.
No.
That's the
No,
worst way to go.
absolutely. I just want to hold on. Austin just said something interesting. To your guest's point, the campers I admired were blah. I'm just going to start that whole sentence again. Take two. To your guest's point, the campers I admired most were a group of 20-somethings I saw walking a pretty rugged trail pulling rolly bags, tents, and air mattresses in boxes. They just want to have fun. Wow,
I hope they weren't hiking far.
that's hardcore, but you know, Simone says that the largest maglite he's ever seen was a 6D.
Yep. I've seen them. That thing is about 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet long.
What's the point of such a long? Unless it's also like a baton or something, you know?
Yeah. So, like I said, this was a 3. So the 3 is roughly to about here is where the cells are.
Yep.
So you can imagine double that length.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're ridiculous. They're hard to find now because they don't make them anymore. You can find the 3 and 4 cells fairly relatively easy, but that 6-cell one is like finding the holy grail of maglite flashlights. And at the time, I think when they made them, it was actually designed for search and rescue because it had such a long battery life. But nowadays, you got things like this.
Yeah.
That are just so compact but stupid bright.
Somewhere here, I've got a small O light, but I don't know where the hell it is. I cleaned out this desk, so is it that one? I don't remember. No, it's not quite.
SR2 baton.
It might.
Or you have the smaller version, the S1R.
I think it might be the S1R, but I'm not entirely sure, and I don't bloody know where it is because everything is lost in my house.
Yeah, I love this thing. I carry this thing everywhere with me, and I don't even notice. I forget that I have it on half the time.
Yeah.
It's always in my pocket.
Where the hell's my freaking... I don't know, buddy. I don't know where it's going. But, as Simone will tell you, I will find it randomly one day while going through my sock drawer or something. Because...
Under floor.
You know?
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
See, you can't see it from here, but I've got the... Oh, yeah, I can. It's right... That thing right there. That is sunlight. And that's actually not very big, but this sucker pumps out. See, that is the...
Okay.
And this thing is daylight. Like, literally daylight.
Wow, okay. Austin says that before 9/11, my friend's dad flew for American and would bring a 4D cell as the only option he could get through security as a pilot. That's very interesting.
Yeah, flashlight and a security weapon, because you really don't want to get hit with a maglite.
No. In fact, I don't know if this is going to show up, but Serge just shared this picture of, I think that's a 6D. Serge, is that a,
Yep.
is that a 6D? But holy crap, as Outdoor Dauber just said on Signal.
Yeah, it's like a 2-foot flashlight, and that thing's heavy.
Yeah.
Each one of those batteries is like 4 or 6 ounces. Ridiculous.
Yeah. See, we live in a world where LED makes big ass flashlights like that not so required anymore. Unless you're like a police force and it doubles as a baton or something, you know? In fact, Simon says that Maglite 6D were once standard issue for the Sûreté du Québec.
Provincial police.
So I'm thinking that that's something that doubled as a baton when, you know, if the spit never hit the fan. Oh, and Serge says, yes, it is a 6D. Man, that's long.
Yeah, because again, you don't want to get hit with a flashlight that weighs almost the same amount as a bat plus about 4 ounces of lead.
Truth. I just want to say that's a really good scotch. Oh, it's so good. Just give me 1 second, guys. Yep. This moment brought to you by
Not my comment from 2 days ago.
Lechig. No, not your comment from 2 days ago. So Serge told us what his best gifts ever were. You've told us. A couple of people have, but I mean, because here's the thing. Sometimes, like, I'm on a bunch of Facebook groups, like the Axe Junkies and stuff, and these guys want to say, "Hey, look what my girlfriend bought me for my birthday," and it's like, a black raven axe or something, and I'm like, where are you guys finding these women who are that plugged into your interests
to buy you a $400 axe?
Because, well, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, because, I mean, I live with someone who, I mean, we are very well suited, but we're not that hooked into each other's interests, And I don't want to make it like, where do you find these great women? What I mean is, like, if you didn't meet someone through an axe site or a camping group or something, chances are you're not living with someone who's necessarily clued in enough to know which camping item is really going to give you the fizz. But they can do a pretty good job of finding something within the ballpark kind of thing. And so when someone says, man, you would not believe what I got, it's like, what kind of alchemy happened there? That he or she, like, just went ping on the ideal thing, or something that you would love that much.
That just makes me wonder how many hints they dropped in order to get said item.
Okay, well, one thing I will say is that my approach to buying gifts for her is, if she mentions something throughout the year, I just take note. And if she mentions a couple of things throughout the year, when it comes birthday or Christmas time, I just buy exactly what she mentioned. Because that way I know that she's interested in the item. And I'm bringing home a win kind of thing.
Yeah, see, again, it's the hint dropping.
Yeah.
But it always pays off in the end. Because they do say happy wife, happy life.
Yes, true. But yes. Sales says that Elaine also modded the 60 with an LED. Yeah, LEDs have changed the world. Absolutely changed the world of flashlights,
That's actually where'd mine go. That's actually what I have in this one, but my batteries are dead.
What? You've allowed your batteries to die?
Jesse, I have like 9 flashlights within reach. This one is just a backup, but yeah, this one's a.
Why do you have so many?
Flashlight. I'm a flashlight junkie. I'm a knife junkie. I mean,
you're the person I want to ask. Then what I'm looking for is, when I was in cadets, we had these old Canadian Forces flashlights. Okay, tube, 90 degrees, lens. Stick them on here, right, or hold it in your hand. 90-degree flashlights. Okay. I want something
somewhere.
I at one point had one. I want the LED version of that. Small as hell. Like Olight sized. But I want the 90 degrees. And I know that maybe Olight, or what was the other one? Night Eyes, whatever the other one was. Someone made one that you could click into 90 degrees at one point and discontinued it. Okay. Because I want a flashlight that I can just stick in my pocket and have it.
Olight actually has one. It's the Perun, or the Perun 2. It's it's just a little bigger than this, actually.
Actually, he's got one. Yes. Oh yeah, that's the one that doubles as a
headlamp.
Yes.
But it also has the reversible pocket clip, so you can do tip up or tip down carry.
Yes.
And it does have the option to just clip on and
yeah. That's
your standard light. But this thing's like $80.
American, so it's like 120 Canadian probably.
Yeah, I was if you ever have a chance, just go to the Olight site, register, and then you'll get emails every time they run flash sales. That's the best time to get these because usually it's anywhere between 30 to 40% off.
Wow, because at 30 to 40% off, that's a purchasable item.
Yeah, it can save you 10, 15, 20 bucks easy.
Yeah.
And it just runs on your standard 18650. And
Okay.
this thing is stupid bright too.
Yeah. I like what Austin just said. I think the best gift I've received was my grandfather's old camping equipment, Coleman stove, etc. It's not the stuff I use all the time, but it's nice to have and to celebrate his memory. And what's nice about that is I've said this before, and I don't know if it was on a live stream or an actual video, but I'm not someone who grew up with his grandfather's tools or his father's tools. My dad was a carpenter, is still around, but no longer is a carpenter. He spent a few decades working as a carpenter and then became a building inspector and then became retired. But he also lives like 5,000 kilometers from me, right? He lives in British Columbia. I live in Quebec. For those of you who are American, he lives in essentially like pick Washington State, and I live just over New York State. So I didn't have all that stuff, but he sent me one day because we were talking about tools, and I was talking about how I love old tools, like yesteryear's tools when they're in good condition, so I don't have to spend all my time restoring them just to get a freaking project done. And he sent me his grandfather's marking gauge, like a full-on, like one spike on one side, and then if you flip it over, you can do a mortise and tenon marking.
Nice.
And it's like, I was initially afraid to use it, but it's a tool, for crying out loud. So I've been using it, and the idea that I'm using a tool that actually has history in my family, like guys like Wrangler Star, like, yeah, this is my grandpappy's axe. I never got to feel that until my dad sent me this. That's my best damn gift ever, and it wasn't even for Christmas or my birthday or anything. It was just out of the blue. And just I look at it, and it's like, it's not from like the 20s or anything. It's from probably like the 60s or 70s. But like, he didn't get it as a young man. He got it as an established. But I finally have an item that I can connect to a couple of generations back from me with. And that is worth something to me, man. That is worth more than the tool itself.
Yeah, it's sentimental values.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Mark agrees with you. It's the Olight Perun.
Yep. There's the Perun, and there's the Perun 2, which is like 2,500 lumens or 2,200 lumens. They made that thing stupid bright now.
But you know what? Here's the thing, and I want to ask everyone in the side chat. To me, the stupid bright, I don't need. I'm not trying to signal to a rescue copter somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I find that even my little Olight, wherever the hell it is, if it, if I go click and it's too bright, I remember when I got it, and I said, "Hey guys, look," and the screen went completely white. If it's too bright, I'm not gonna, like, I click until it goes down a little bit, because I don't need to blow my eyes out at 2 a.m. because I got to go pee in the woods somewhere. I don't need it to be that bright. I need it to be bright. That's fine.
That is the lowest setting this thing goes, and it's 0.5 lumens.
That would be fine to me.
Yeah, you can stare at this all day long. I mean, this is the brightest it gets.
It'll get you through the woods to go pee or whatever.
Oh yeah, when it's pitch black, this is like sunlight.
Yeah, so to me, I'm not going to spend the extra because something is more lumens. If I can avoid it. Here's the thing, you don't always have the choice anymore, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Austin says, look at the Nightcore thumb because of the affordability factor. I'm going to take a note of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the other one that did it, was a Nightcore. There was like 3 or 4 companies that actually made that 90-degree flashlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mark says for hiking at night, a very low wattage light is better. That way, you don't lose your night vision. What I use, in fact, my thingamajigger, my
Headlamp.
yes, it has a red setting because red light does not kill your night vision. It's the same thing when I'm looking at stars and planets and stuff. The astronomy app I have on here has a red screen function because then I can actually look at my screen and look up and not lose my night vision. You know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wish my headlamps had all that, but for some reason, all the O lights they do not have red light filter on them. None of them.
What I did with my mag light was because I used it for looking at like star charts and then looking up. I bought a kit that had. I'm telling you a freaking lie. I bought some red mylar and I cut it into a little disc and put it into the lens. You know, like you can unscrew the cap
Yeah,
and the I put it between the end of the cap and the lens.
that'll work too. It gives you a red light regardless.
Yeah, because in the woods you don't need anything too bright because you don't want to blow your vision, and red maintains your vision, your night vision completely.
Yep, still allows you to see quite well too.
Yeah, absolutely. And just making sure I'm not losing too much on the side chat here now that we're finally caught up. I am going to put the invite back there for anyone else who wants to come on and talk about the best gift they ever gave or got.
Yeah, Simone's talking about the H2R. That's this one right here. Simone, this is the H2R.
Simo's told me about that one before. I've looked at that one. So what's the diff?
The Perun is like almost double the lumens. I think this one maxes out at 15, something like that. But the Perun it's 22 now. Ridiculous brightness, ridiculous. But if you really want to, I mean, you've got this one actually has strobe light on it when you triple click.
Okay.
Unlike the S2R, when you triple click, you get this annoying thing. Ah, come on, I said triple. There we go.
Yeah, why would I ever want that?
Well, if you're being attacked by something in the woods,
Fair
they
enough.
ain't gonna like the flashing lights.
Send the grizzly into like an epileptic fit.
Hey, there you go. If you're hungry and you're in a survival situation, there's 2,000 pounds worth of meat right there. Because it's going to be stunning. Ain't going to know what's going on.
I like what Serge just said. The 6D is great to look at something across the lake to see the beaver taking a dump, but I have very little use for it. I normally keep it next to my bed. That is a that's the Canadian version of like a castle doctrine, right? Someone comes in, American, he's got like an AR under the bed. Canadian's got like a Louisville Slugger.
Could be like, you can't even see it on mine. I actually got a sword next to my bed.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have a sword somewhere, but I have no idea where it is.
There it is. That thing right there is my sword.
Okay.
I'm one of those kind of guys.
Fair enough.
AR. I'm going to tell you this right now. You cut off a finger or two, or a hand or an arm, they can't shoot you anyway.
Fair enough. That's all I'm going to say about that. Dale says, red light is key for maintaining night vision. Every flashlight we carried in the military was required to have a red lens. Yeah, it's amazing how big a difference that makes when you're out there in the dark. Got a couple small obligations.
Take two.
Never mind. Just read what Grace says. One is 90 lumens, the other is 300. Plenty of light for what I need. And that's the thing, you know. It seems like there's this arms race in the flashlight world. Everyone's trying to get more lumens out. And I'm here saying, somebody just back off a little bit and I'll buy your light. You know, I'll get one for Camille, one for me, maybe one for the missus, and then one for the baby for when she has interests.
In the brightness wars, the only one that's not trying to make stuff you can see to the moon with is Phoenix.
Okay.
I think their max is 25 or 3,000 lumens, but Olight has one that's 100,000 lumens.
Because you're trying to like SOS to the moon.
Yeah, apparently you're trying to signal the space station.
Yeah.
If you
Austin,
watch a Canadian Prepper, he shows it.
yeah. Well, maybe I'll take a look. I'll take a look later. Austin says, another thing I'd like to suggest to the peanut gallery, consider giving your unused gear. That's an interesting, he says it's given him many a warm fuzzy to see something go from a box to used. If I have stuff that isn't being used, I pass it on. Either through selling or just giving it away, because I'm with Austin on this. I like to see gear being used by someone who appreciates it rather than sitting in my corner. If I don't appreciate something, but it's still a relatively good piece of equipment, I want someone enjoying it. And if that person isn't me, I'm okay with that. When I got my my first real bushcraft knife was the Bear Grylls whatever it's called, the Pro or the Ultimate or whatever it was called, the fine edge version. I like the geometry. I really like the handle. Hated the sheath. Didn't trust the steel. So I moved it on. And I did a giveaway on Blade Forums or at Bushcraft USA, I think it was actually back in the day. Because I wasn't going to sell it, because I'd already used it a lot. And I just, I did a giveaway. Someone won it, and he was very happy with it. Thrilled to win something. And to me, that was worth more than whatever, like $50 or $60 I could have gotten for it. Especially because once you work in shipping and everything, like I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to buy a used knife to save a few bucks, and then just the shipping eliminates the savings.
Yep.
So really, fairly often, I just give away my old gear so that the person isn't essentially buying the brand new thing again. You know? Oh, so good.
Refill?
I don't have to refill yet. I can make one of these last an hour, because half the joy is the nosing. I told you guys I'm going to start a whiskey channel, eh?
Yep. I'm still waiting for it.
I have the first 3 episodes are actually filmed. I just have to have a computer to edit them on.
Yeah, there you go. Once you fix your Hackintosh,
I don't.
we won't bring. Okay, well, let's not bring up that old scab.
I can't ignore it. It's sitting right next to me. It's what I'm using right now, but I'm using Windows instead of. But here's the thing, what I hadn't realized is that in order to Hackintosh, it's not enough to want to spend $1,000 less than you would on an Apple branded gear. You have to kind of be interested in computers on a hobby level, which I'm not. Because Hackintoshers are all guys who love being under the hood and messing with stuff. And I'm not. And so that's what hold on. Interesting. Okay, so Simon, just going back, he says he's been modifying any mag light with a light gel, heavy red filter. Yeah, which is what I had done. Special Ed says, I have the Streamlight Sidewinder and a Sidewinder Compact that go 90 degrees. They also have red, green. They're not that bright, though. Streamlight. I don't know Streamlight. Do you?
Streamlight is low end, but they kind of make those ones that are like, they have a solar panel on one side, and some of them you can actually, it's weird. They make some that you literally do this, and it has a copper coil in it that goes up and down against some contacts, and it charges them that way too.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's see. I might be wrong on that, but let's double check. Google everywhere. Go.
Yeah,
I don't care if I didn't spell it right.
Tenenbaum. Wait. That was the wrong one. Soapstone Sculpture. It's a standard issue. That's you're diving deep into Canadiana there, man.
Jeez. Thought my phone died.
Mark says that Streamlight is popular with police forces.
Yep.
All right. Good night, Serge. Have a good one, mister. Everyone say bye to Serge.
Night, Serge. What was he saying about that one too?
Streamlight. He said it was the Streamlight. Hold on.
Oh yeah, Streamlight, and then I'm looking for the one that does the 90, but I'm not seeing it.
Streamlight Sidewinder. Look that one up.
They had another one that was a 90 degree. Oh, gotcha. This one. That's only $60.
Oh.
Yeah, that's. You can tell that's not very bright. Thing probably has a max of maybe 300 lumens, if that.
I see Simone knows exactly what Tenenbaum was talking about with the soapstone sculpture. Americans probably have no idea what we're talking about. A guy jumped the fence of the prime minister's residence. This is years ago, man. This was Chrétien, I think, when Chrétien was prime minister, and broke into the prime ministerial residence with a knife, intent on assassination, I guess. And so the prime minister's wife, I don't know if she beat the guy off with an Inuit sculpture, or if she was sort of like brandishing at it while he was calling the cops in the corner. I don't quite remember the exact story, but in the most Canadian of all assassination attempts, nothing came of it. The guy got arrested and carted off, and I think he was crazy or something. But it's like an assassination attempt in the United States is Kennedy, right? Like grassy knoll, one shot, back and to the left, and then you've got people talking conspiracies for the next bazillion decades. Canadian assassination attempt. Wife holds the guy off with a soapstone sculpture while the prime minister calls the cops, who are supposed to be there anyway because they guard his fucking residence.
Demonetized.
Oh, damn it. I've only just been remonetized. Anyways, that's not what we're... Oh, I didn't know that she'd passed. Oh, well. I mean, it's funny. These names are big for large sections of our lives, but I guess these people do tend to get older.
Except for the Queen. You go live for eons.
She's old. But
she still ain't relinquishing that chair.
Well, if you were her, would you? I've been alive for 400 years. I'm not giving up anything.
Right.
It's funny that you bring her up because long-lived as hell. And she was a babe when she was a young person. Jeez, was that disrespectful? Like, are you allowed to talk about the head of state that way?
Beats me.
I don't know. She whatevs.
I want to run our head of state over with a. Never mind.
We're not even. No. We're gonna move.
Not get into politics.
We're gonna get back into the whole gifts idea.
Too many places. Oh man, I'll set that there. Oh man, set that one there.
I'm just taking a look here. I tell you what, you guys have given me some really good ideas for this. I really hope that girl went to bed, that she didn't hear any of this. But I got some really good ideas here. We've got another 26 minutes left of the live stream. And I very much invite you guys to come on and talk about your best gifts given or received or given to yourself. Hey, what's the best and worst bushcraft survival camping purchase you've ever made? Let's start with you, Cliff, since you're the one who's on screen.
Worst? Honestly, I don't think I've gotten the worst one. I like everything I buy, I usually buy with a purpose. So like decent camp sleeping mats. I haven't bought a cot because I don't care about sleeping on the floor as long as you got a thick enough camping mat.
Yep.
But no, I don't, honestly, I can't say that I've actually bought myself any like gear that I regret buying.
Really? Nothing?
No, honestly, I've
I have
had.
scads of gear that I regret.
No, I
Scads.
don't.
And I'm someone who like I research for months before I buy something. And it's like every time I just sort of make a leap of faith instead of researching for months on something, I end up like, oh, what? I do want to say one thing that Simone said is that our queen is a World War II vet. Yes, and she knows how to fix a broken car because she was a mechanic. That's cool. But getting back to what we were talking about, yeah, man, I don't make a lot of purchases that I regret, but there are a couple that I'm like, wow, I kind of wish this wasn't taking up room in my house. One is a like an Eon or Aeon. It's like an emergency radio. You can wind it up. It's got
Oh yeah,
rechargeable batteries, or it's like a solar thing across the top. It
yeah.
has never frickin' worked.
Really?
Never. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, you know?
And see, those things are designed to be like the end all of like if power and everything goes out, that's your last line to civilization right there.
I know. And it's sitting in the back room over there, gathering dust because it has literally never worked for me.
Send it my way, I'll fix it for you.
It'll be in the mail tomorrow. It won't be in the mail tomorrow. It'll be in the mail next time I ever leave my freaking house.
That might be March.
Yes. Mark, by the way, suggested maybe a good rain jacket. Like a breathable rain jacket would be good for like paddling with. I feel I have a breathable rain jacket that I bought myself recentishly. And I think that you're right about that, Mark. A good oh, Tyler Wood is live.
Yeah, you got that about the same time I did.
I guess I'm about to lose half my audience.
I'm staying over here.
Good man.
We ain't done yet.
We ain't done yet. We're almost done, though. What are we at? Like 20 minutes to go? No, 23 minutes to go.
24.
23. Colin says, got a collapsible fishing rod for backpacking from Wish that stopped collapsing after the first time I used it. Wish can be a little dangerous that way. Yeah, I would call that the worst. Yeah. I think it has an antenna already. Oh, Cliff, did you ever buy one of these? Those Rambo survival knives?
I have one.
Is yours the hollow handle with the screw on? Yeah. Man, I wanted one of those so
on that
bad.
Thing is absolute trash.
I wanted one so bad when I was a kid, and I never got around to buying one, and I'm so happy about that now.
I paid $7 for it. Even if it's absolute trash, I only paid $7.
Wow. Grace, which model of Eaton did you get? Maybe it's my model, because I don't think the one that I have is made anymore. I got it like a bunch of years ago, and maybe I don't know. Like it wasn't even the signal on it; it was getting it to work. That was the problem. Couldn't power it up worth crap. Couldn't. Yeah. So Colin's saying it was a very bad knife. Yeah, those Rambo knives were marketing more than substance, I think.
Yeah, because it was what? Cheap steel for the blade. You got a hollow steel cylinder.
Yeah.
It came with an all right, decent, if you absolutely needed it, an emergency kit inside, but I took mine out, chucked it, and remodified it.
Here's the thing. How strong really was that blade if it wasn't even a rat tail tang, right? There was no tang. It screwed into a hollow freaking...
It wasn't even that. That tang on that knife is about that big, and it fit into a slot in the handle that had a screw in it.
Yeah.
But the blade itself was fairly thick. I mean, it was...
Wait, you got it right there?
About as thick as this.
Oh, about as thick. Hey, what is that?
This is my Castrom.
I want one of those. So, well, the one that I want is the Lars Felt. But yeah, I didn't know you had a Castrom.
Yeah, I got this one when they when they were running it on sale.
They were running them on
Hoping for the
sale.
one with the Scandi grind, but I ended up with a flat grind on there. But this thing is still razor sharp.
Wow. I envy you that. Oh, Lakes and Hikes is out. All right. Good night. Oh, and thank you for saying that they like the video. Simo says he doesn't intend to leave the house very often this winter. He doesn't even know if he's going to clean the snow in the driveway. I envy you that the ability to make that choice. We definitely have to have the driveway cleared. I don't tend to leave the house, but the wife has to work.
I envy him for the fact that he has snow.
Yeah, I don't think it has snow right now because we're still getting rained on right now. But we had snow earlier. It's a weird. That's outside the scope of the conversation, but yeah. So that Eaton radio, I regret. Grace has not yet told me about which model she has, but I'm very interested to find out. Because as I said, it might be that like the model I had was just a lemon of a model, you know?
Could have just been faulty wiring, in all honesty.
Anything. You know, it's funny that we talk about cheap Chinese knockoffs when even the name brand stuff is probably made at the same bloody factories. You know? So it's possible.
Parts easily
you know?
from China.
Yeah. She has an FRX3. Mine is not an FRX3. But I'm going to take note of that because maybe that's the Eaton I need. Maybe that's what I need to get. Because I love the idea of it, right? Everything hits the fan. You still got like world band and everything.
Yeah, you get the Weather Channel. You get emergency radio broadcast. Now, what else? I know you get a bunch of channels off the AM side. I don't even remember which ones.
Yeah. Mark is asking if I double checked the battery pack. Here's the thing. It has a battery pack that only fits in one way, but wouldn't charge. So...
If the battery pack didn't charge, they might have wired it backwards from the factory.
Something like that. I sent them an email at one point and I never got a response.
Bummer.
Yeah. And it's funny because that hits on something that I got a lot of flack for when I a long time ago I had sent the Grumman the Groman knife company a request for like a review sample that I would send back just because I wanted to put some content on my channel, and they never answered me. So it's like, I'm not buying a Groman. Not because they didn't send me a knife, because that's legit, but because they didn't answer me. And I still get shat on. I still get spat on for being a brat who didn't get a knife, and so he doesn't want to support the company. And to me, I get refused many times, but a refusal I will respect. Not answering me, I don't respect. And so it sort of goes back into what I'm talking about with the Eton, right? Or Eaton, or however the hell you pronounce it. If you don't answer my emails, I'm pissed at you. No matter who you are, no matter what you're making, no matter what my request was. If you write me back and say, no, because I got a refusal from Mora for a Garberg. So I went out and bought the Garberg because I respected their reasons. They answered my email. And so it not answering my email about a problem I have with their product really pissed me off. And that's probably why I regret that more than certain other things that I have. There's a stove that I have. I don't remember what it's called, but it's one of these with like a battery pack on it. It works almost like a Stirling engine, right? You light the fire.
Oh, the BioLights.
BioLights. I can't, if Eton had answered my emails, then this stove would be my biggest regret. And the reason I regret the stove is because I can't figure out what it's like. It's a solution in search of a problem. What's it for? No backpacker's going to carry something that heavy. Hey, Austin.
What's going on, Austin?
Hey, Jess. I don't know how my connection is. Are you guys hearing me okay?
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
I think I'm maybe buffering a little bit. Let me mute the live stream.
Yeah, biolights are that's an odd combination of like coal burn, basically wood burning stove to generate electricity, but for what? So
And
you can charge your phone at camp?
Well, and here's the thing, it doesn't generate fast enough for you to not just plug the damn thing in to charge up while you're at home.
Is this the BioLite?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I've got the little BioLite thing there. I mean, it's been in a bunch of my videos, and every time Camille and I are like, why do we have this? You know? Because it's also supposed to, like, you know, there's a fan thing happening, supposed to burn like without smoke, but to make that happen,
solution in search of a problem.
Exactly. So
I think that's why almost all of us carry those little battery packs.
Yep, I do as well.
Yeah.
3-4 hour charge, and that thing will charge your phone 3 or 4 or 5 times, depending on your phone.
You know what I want? I want a big ass charger that'll charge this guy. Whoops. Right? Because that's not going to charge off of one of those little phone chargers. I know there's like, what's it called? Goal Zero?
Goal Zero.
They make all kinds of stuff. I can't afford any of it, but man, you guys see the kit that Sean James has?
You want to try Anchor?
Anchor makes good stuff.
Anchor makes good stuff?
Yeah,
they have really good battery packs.
I have their I don't have their battery pack, but I don't have their battery pack. I do have a solar panel by Anchor. And that's pretty good.
Okay.
I was going to tell you, I figure that I have some authority in the gift giving department, as every year I am told that this is the best whatever I've been given ever. I claim that that's probably one of the things in the world that I'm all right at.
Everybody has a superpower.
Yeah.
It's good that you know yours.
So I'll share with you guys a couple of things in the Christmas gift giving department that I think are run pretty true for me. I give things to people that I want to buy for myself.
Nice.
So, like, for example, my sister one year, I know she gets cold all the time. She's got like Raynaud's, which kind of affects your capillary circulation. And what did I give her? I gave her a Pendleton blanket.
Whoa.
And man, that was like, I got a warm fuzzy. I wanted the Pendleton blanket I gave her. And so I just bought her what I would have bought myself. So within reason, right? I mean, don't go buying your wife a gun or something.
She would not appreciate that.
No, probably not. But so maybe not necessarily buy what you would want to have given to you, but if you're going to buy something for someone, buy them what you'd buy for yourself, because very often you'd want to buy the nicest something for yourself or the most premium something, but you don't buy it. So buy it for someone else. And then you go over to their house and it's the thing that's on the kitchen counter, or it's the thing that's out being displayed proudly.
Austin, are you like me in that you want this version of something? So if you have a chance to ask for it for Christmas or your birthday, so you buy this version. So you ask for this version because you're embarrassed about the price. I do that constantly. Oh yeah, I really want this, but it's like $200. But the version below is like 160. Okay,
no, I would just ask for the one super premium thing for Christmas.
Right? Sometimes what I'll do is I'll ask someone to help me buy it, like give me half the money for it, kind of thing. But fairly often I'll ask for the one below the one I really want because I'm just too embarrassed about the price. Stupid.
Nothing
No,
wrong
I
with
mean-
the price on wool blankets.
Yeah,
They
true.
suck, but in the long run, it's worth the money because you ain't gonna freeze in it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm dying for? I've said this a few times, but I'm dying for the Hudson's Bay blanket. Like a queen size for my bed. Or I would like a twin size to just take into the woods with me.
Yeah.
Dying
Well,
for
I shared with you guys earlier this fall that super deal that I got on a what do they call that?
4-point.
4-point Pendleton that I
Well,
needs
do Pendletons have the point system too?
Not a Pendleton, the Hudson Bay that I bought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
What you got there?
Wool blanket.
You know, you can't go wrong with a wool blanket.
It's not 100% wool, which I kind of wish it was closer to. It's like 75.
A lot of them are around that, like 70 to 75. You still get the benefits of a wool blanket. It's
this thing's hot as heck sleeping under it.
What are they otherwise? Like 30% polyester then?
yeah, something like
it's usually 25% wool, like 25% synthetic. And even that synthetic is usually a blend, so it's like kind of like half and half.
that.
Sure.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Hudson's Bay blankets are, I believe they're still 100% wool.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm a classicist, okay? To me, the old school Hudson's Bay, part of me wants to, part of me really wants to, not just wants to, really wants to put together a camping kit that like Nesmuk would carry. With all the slings and arrows and BS, like this is so heavy that comes with, just so I could go like do a week with this super historical gear.
So basically like a cowboy roll or a cowboy bedroll.
Well, because then I would feel that I had to learn how to ride a horse just to do the full experience. Is this Kenneth Cram? Is that his name? He's done the cowboy bedroll before. He lives in Texas. Do you guys know Kenneth Cram?
I've heard the name. I don't think I've actually watched anything from him on YouTube, but I've come across him a few times.
Okay, here's the thing about Kenneth. Is it Kenneth Cram? I know his last name is Cram, but I think it's Ken. I think. Here's the thing about him. He is like the Mr. Rogers of the bushcraft world. Like the way he sits there and he talks and he's very calm and he's very approachable. And like he's got skills and he appreciates the old school stuff, and so I watch him a lot.
From Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like I've also heard him described as the Bob Ross of
Bob Ross.
That's even better. That's even better, actually. Yeah. But like I watch, he does a lot of baking. We're gonna make some cake. It's just like I watch that guy, and he's like if ASMR, not really ASMR, but like the Bob Ross magic. How everything's like a happy little tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Graham is a lot like that.
Is this the guy that I've seen that does like the modern like ultralight camping with a hobo bedroll?
He's done the hobo bedroll.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know who it is.
Yeah.
So this is a great one gift for the
that is a classic. I don't even own that.
I have 2 copies. And I got
I'll buy one.
Shut up. I was about to say that. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that?
Actually, I go to a bookstore. I can check to see if mine actually has that.
They're out of print.
Yeah.
Just because they're out of print doesn't mean they're out of sale.
That's a good point. But yeah, Ray Mears is for me the pinnacle. I love that guy.
And this is of course what made the Small Forest axe famous is its featured illustrations and
and it's also in all of his videos. I mean,
yeah.
he ended up designing an axe with Gransfors, which
did he? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different. And Mike Morton, who is sometimes in the side chat here. He's got one, and he says it's a fabulous axe. He says it's like the small forest axe done better.
See, this is why I have 2 copies of this, because one of these I ordered and it had water damage, and some of the pages
Ooh.
were glued together. So I got refunded, and then I ordered another copy.
But the pages that are stuck, like when you pull them apart, does it ruin the print, or are they just sort of?
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Here's another thing made pretty popular by. Can you tell me what that is right off the bat?
Yep.
No, because I can hardly see it.
It looks like the Fiskars, but it's the
Baco,
whatever the green handled one is.
the Baco Laplander.
Oh, the Laplander. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have a Baco Laplander because I went for the Silky.
Yeah,
I kind of feel that
too.
I should get a Laplander. Just I kind of want to do like a roundup of Silky versus Baco. A lot of what I want to buy these days is specifically to do a video on.
Sure.
Like I have 3 buck saws now because I bought 3 to do a video on. I didn't go anywhere this summer though, but it's still my plan. I do want to say hi to Mallory from Quebec Homestead. She's hanging out. She's not commenting, but I'm pretty sure we'll see a dot appear every now and again.
So. Oh, I was going to share with you all another pro tip in the gift giving department. Give well selected antiques for Christmas.
Well selected antiques.
Last Christmas, I bought an old window, like a stained glass window.
Yep.
That we hang in that I have hung in our big picture window in the house.
Yeah.
And the wife loves that. If you can give something that's like quintessentially, kind of one of a kind that no one else is going to have gotten for Christmas too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I wouldn't mind getting me an old school potbelly cast iron stove.
Hell, me too. Of course, in my city, we're not allowed to use them. I just want to say hi to Steve, who just popped in. He's just gotten home. Just in time, we've got another 2 minutes left of the live stream.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. We didn't have Dennis from Canoe Hound around tonight, but he had a very good live stream happening, and I missed the whole damn thing because it took forever to get the baby to sleep. But he had oh God, I've gone and forgotten the name, but he had a very good interview going on tonight.
He had what's the name from Alone? Oh, I can't remember his name either. I was watching the whole thing too, and I forgot the guy's name.
Crumbs.
Baird.
I have a Baird. Yes, one of the Bairds. I have so many Bairds on my Instagram, and they're all either related or married to each other. I've got like Heather and the guys, and like, how many freaking Bairds are there?
It was
out
Jim
there in the woods.
Jim Baird.
Jim was on the It's like there's Ted, Phil, John. I don't know. I'm making stuff up here, but it's like there are Bairds everywhere in the woods, and they're all from Newfoundland.
Name, baby.
What do they call the Newfoundland accent?
Jeez, I don't know.
Isn't there like a goofy ass accent that the folks from Newfoundland have?
There's an accent. They won't really like you calling it goofy, but there is an accent. It's funny because growing up Canadian, this is terrible. It's horrible. It's hilarious. We used to tell Newfie jokes the way Americans would tell
redneck jokes
or Pollock
jokes.
Yes, here is Newfie jokes. Where do Newfies keep their armies? In their sleeveys, kind of thing.
Oh, I love that.
It's the kind of thing I wouldn't do these days, but Mark says the Newfie accent is awesome. And it's funny
probably what I'm thinking of as Newfie.
Yeah.
But...
Well, because like the whole Irish and Scottish thing is still very present there. Like on Cape Breton Island, there are still people who speak Gaelic.
Oh wow.
Scottish Gaelic, not the Irish one. But my buddy Robin, his grandparents grew up speaking Gaelic in Cape Breton Island. There's an accent there too, let me tell you. But
well, when I was stationed in Portugal, there's always a legend of everything, and they always said that Labrador was named Labrador by the Portuguese because lavador in Portuguese is like farmer. So all the Portuguese farmers moved to Lavador.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I wonder where Labrador was named, because I mean, I could, being someone who speaks French, I had always thought it was like Le Bras d'Or, right? The golden arm. But I have no freaking idea. No idea. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Okay. Oh, that was getting interesting. All right. We got to go.
Right.
So thanks to you guys for coming on. Thanks to everyone in the side chat for coming around and hanging out with me. I've got some great ideas for my daughter's stuff. I would have liked to have heard more about you guys' favorite gifts. But, you guys were just too busy being fabulous in other ways.
I gave you all mine.
Yeah. And some of those are good. So I hope to see you guys next week. From now until then, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, and good night.
Take care, guys.